talk briefly about what the relationship of the board and the county ought to be to the Fremont Hospital.
I've used the hospital a lot. 25 stitches in my hand there. The hospital to me is as essential as the fire department. And because of that, collaboration between the county and the hospital should be a given. But I remember when the state first basically mandated the hospital be rebuilt, I had meetings with the supervisors, Rosemary being one of them, and I said, hey, we need to collaborate. Now, I had inside information because I was on the grand jury investigating the hospital. And I knew about some of the tornadoes going on there, I guess that's what you could call it. And I knew some of the problems they were having, and they needed supporting, and they needed collaboration. You know, like they said at the meeting, there's too much siloing going on. We know you guys are over there, but there's nothing we can do to give you a hand. We can't even encourage you. Well, that's not true. The county is powerful, and it can support, and if it's just encouraging, or it's writing a grant, we have more grant writers than they do. It could be as simple as that, or it could be as complex as, oh, you're duplicating our service, we'll take over that service for you and relieve you of the expense of that service that we could provide and we're already providing. It's like Adam said, stuff like that. But I think it's essential that we understand what's going on at the hospital, and it's essential that we provide solutions. And that's what I would do. I would understand what's going on at the hospital, and I would work as a supervisor as much as within our sphere of ability to support the hospital and do whatever we could to make sure it stays here in Mariposa County.
I'd like to, there's been a common theme throughout all the panelists where they're blaming the bureaucrats, then blaming the consultants who blame the bureaucrats. So I just want a brief feeling of how much of a commitment do you feel you could personally make and are willing to make to be a member of this board of supervisors? You know, it's kind of viewed as a part-time job, but it's really not. But I want to hear you talk about it.
I've been a believer in Jesus for, 1983. My wife beat me over the head, so straightened up. So that whole ethos is about serving your community. I've been a youth counselor. There's people who are in my Awana class here now as adults with children. And my service is an attitude. It's an attitude of doing what's best for the people you're leading or that you're serving. My last job was as a consultant. And as a consultant, I had to come up with answers for multi-million-dollar questions. These people were relying on me to give them accurate, factual, truthful, doable answers. And I would do all the research from Washington to Sacramento to Mariposa County to have these answers, and they had to be good because somebody's going to spend $1 million or $2 million or $3 million or $5 million on my answer. And so doing the research, doing the legwork, knowing how to collaborate, knowing how to be a leader in my field is what I would bring to this table. And I have no other axe to grind. If I'm elected supervisor, I'm a full-time supervisor, not a part-time supervisor. And of course, I would apply myself to that job 100%. And not only would I apply myself to that job 100%, I would apply myself aggressively and even ferociously, standing up for my constituents, who's really the whole county, but specifically District 1. What's done in the chambers on Tuesday isn't what gets stuff done. It's what's done the other 4, 5, 6, 7 days, maybe more. One of the supervisors remarked to me they've been working on the building department for 2 or 3 years, and that whole time they've been furiously working to fix, change, alter the building department has been fruitless. Until this year, they finally were able to achieve some changes. And that really set me back, because I was hoping that through collaboration, through hard work, through sweat equity, if you will, we could make some changes. But what's really going to make changes is the old proverb, don't criticize something unless you have answers. And so that's what I bring to the table. I have answers. And what answers I don't have, it's like Henry Ford said, if I don't know what to do, I'll find somebody that does know what to do. That's the heart of collaboration. I had meetings with McFact, with Fire, with virtually every major county department to find out what was going on, to understand what I was telling you today. And to, just had a tour of the landfill, although I toured it on the grand jury, to find out what's really going on. And so I understand that to bring results to you, the voter, I'm going to have to do the legwork to have answers to fix these problems, whether it's a special district, or it's personnel, or it's planning, or it's the visitor center. The legwork has to be done. I'm willing to do that legwork. I'm willing to collaborate with everybody and anybody who has help providing solutions, and that's what I bring to the table.